how do we be more loving people? How can I be a more forgiving person so that I can forgive myself? Because, it is only possible that whatever's missing in a relationship is what I'm not giving that relationship. It's one of the principles. It's true. Maybe if I'm not a very loving person with everyone that I meet, maybe that's why my spouse tells me that I'm cold, because it's all one relationship. And I can practice being more loving, more authentic, more compassionate, more whatever with every single person that I meet, because that is how I will be with any one person I meet. We practice being loving. We practice being forgiving. That's how you do it. I mean, if you wonder, how can I be a more loving person? I'm just not. I'm just stuck in my ways. I'm just a very harsh person. I can be very judgmental. I'm a perfectionist. I think the way that I think. No, you get over it is what you do, or you keep suffering, binding yourself to that cycle, and you doom yourself to be stuck to that cycle for an eternity until you realize maybe there's another way. Maybe just saying, well, that's the way that I am. I'm just like that. Maybe that's an excuse. And unless you want to be forever bound to that cycle in time and never see that miraculous instant, which will be your turning point, you got to be able to say, maybe there's another way. Maybe I can practice being forgiving. There's a way to do that, I can practice forgiving that person who's rude to me at the grocery store. I don't know them. I'd only know them for maybe 5 minutes, but they're my assignment because here they are, and they're being rude to me. I can either hold that against you, and carry that with me for the rest of the day, or I can say, I've been rude to people because of something that they didn't know was going on, and I took it out on them. I'm going to forgive you for that today and bless you. I'm going to salute you and say, I get it, I've been there, and I'm going to forgive you for that. That in that sliver in time when I do that, what I'm really doing is, time and space is something that human beings we've invented to make sense of what is going on here. But time and space doesn't apply to the divine. When I start to do things like that, think like I believe the divine mind thinks, and start to forgive that person, I transcend space and time, and I, in effect, will be forgiving the Dan in the past that did something that I have found unforgivable, and I haven't been able to forgive myself for it. In that miraculous instant, time vanishes. That's not in the past. There's just one moment. It's right now. And me forgiving that person, you will literally feel it. You will be like, oh my God, I just forgave them. That's what, it's all a circle. I can see. You'll pass out at the grocery store because you'll be like, oh my God, I just forgave myself. I just forgave myself for cheating on my husband. Oh, you didn't know that, did you, Joe? Okay. Did you know that there's no separation in relationships? But you will find that you will be able to heal and atone for the past, the future, and the present all in one instant, because there is only one instant. And there is no time and space when you're thinking like the divine. And those little tiny things that you think are maybe non-consequential right now, start practicing being loving. Start practicing being forgiving. See what happens. I think that a lot of us feel terrible about the decisions that we make during the day. That's what we feel terrible about. And we feel terrible about the patterns of decisions that we've made over and over again. And why can't we break it? Or why can't I just see whatever it is that I've been missing to help me break this cycle? That's what we get frustrated with, and we have trouble looking at our kids, telling them to do something that we can't do. That all changes in an instant when you recognize, oh my God, this is it. This is it. This is it. In essence, what happens is the first principle that I will ask you to focus on, and I'll ask you to do it right now, from now on, every person that you meet is your assignment. Treat them like that. This is whatever you think that you're doing at the grocery store, that's not what you're there to do. Whatever you think you're there to do at work is not what you're there to do. Whatever you're here to do on the planet, that's what you're here to do, no matter where you are. It might be the vehicle that you're using. If you're a customer service agent, for some reason you've been given that vehicle to do what it is you're here to do. I'm not really sure what the lesson is. I can't tell you what your lesson is. I can tell you what your assignment is. Your assignment is every single person that you meet, because you will meet every person you're supposed to meet, and you are supposed to meet every person that you will meet. That's the way it is. Pay attention to that. Treat it like that. Every person's your assignment. Be tender with them. Be compassionate with them. Be loving with them. Show the best of you to everybody and watch what happens in those seemingly meaningless moments, those moments between event and response. That's when you take those moments. They become slivers in time that you, in a miraculous instant, transform into a turning point that changes your life and everyone's life forever. Why? Because you chose to remember who you are and you chose love. That's it. Sounds simple. It's just not easy. Here's something that makes it easier.